Welcome everybody to the Golden Providers meeting. It's great to see everybody. It's great to be back into the in-person meetings. We had a great meeting last month, and we're looking forward to a great meeting this month. Last meeting, I spelled out a little bit about what Golden Providers is and what the objective is and how we intend to fulfill that objective. So let me ask, how many people in the room today, this is your first Golden Providers meeting, if you want to put your hands up? Wow. Okay, so we've got a number of people. This is your first time at Golden Providers. So for your information, Golden Providers has been around for a long time, a long, long time. I forget the exact number of years, 10 years, 2012, something like that, but it's been a long time, and it's had a little bit different formats, different people in the group, but the objective has always had to do with helping seniors in Brevard County to have the benefit of people who care about seniors and who most likely in their jobs come across seniors, have to work with seniors, and are looking for two things to benefit their ability to help seniors, and that's the knowledge and the network. That's what we are and what we create, what we are together, is we share knowledge and we share a network. Now, a side effect of that knowledge and that network is that we send referrals to one another, which actually leads to business and money, depending on if you're the business owner, if you're on commissions or bonuses or whatever it may be. So we do look forward to receiving referrals from one another that hopefully lead to business and help our businesses out. But as I've gotten to know the people that attend the Golden Providers meeting, I can assure you that they're not all about money. And it's not all about promoting their businesses for the sake of that. They have a big heart for seniors. They see some of the vulnerabilities of seniors in our community. They see some of the things where they really need help. We also see some of the cases where they're victims of fraud or taken advantage of or abused, and are looking for ways to support and help the seniors in our community. And we do that through our monthly meeting. So at our monthly meeting, you will hear different people speaking, whether it's before or after, who hopefully will give you, you'll walk away from every single meeting with insights that will help you in dealing with seniors in a way that you wouldn't have if you hadn't shown up at the meeting. Myself, I didn't have a job where I was working a lot with seniors previous to joining Golden Providers. And so from what I've learned was very accelerated, as opposed to someone who maybe has worked in an assisted living for many, many years, who has tons of experience in dealing with and helping seniors. So for those of us who don't have as much experience, it's a very important educational piece to understand what are the issues and what are some of the best practices to help with those issues. Because it's, you don't know what you don't know. I had no idea that some of these issues even existed, and then later on in my job I come across it and I see that this is that issue, and now I have a much better approach. And probably the very most important thing is I know who to call. Because I still absolutely don't have all the answers, but I have phone numbers to some of the people in the room where I call and say, can you help me? There's a situation and I really don't know what's the best way to handle this, and I'll get some good advice from the people in my new network that I've built up through Golden Providers. So we get education and we get our network, and it's a very, very minimal investment of your time and your money. So this is not, those of you who we would hope would want to join Golden Providers and support the monthly meetings and support the activities that we have in between the monthly meetings, just be aware this is not like asking you to take on an additional part-time job. All the time commitment is essentially a 1.5 hour meeting once a month Potentially some one-to-one meetings in between that you may take the time to get to know someone else in the room in between the meetings, maybe 1 or 2 one-to-one meetings. That could be that you simply have a phone call, 15-minute phone call, and get to know the other person more than you were able to do when you were here today. It could be that you have coffee together. It could be that you have lunch together, and you were probably going to have coffee or lunch anyway. So why not meet with someone else in the room, get to know them a little bit better. It could be that you visit their operation, visit their office, visit their place of work to get a better idea of, okay, I know that this is Hibiscus Court, but I've never been inside. Can you give me a quick tour? Let me see whether or not I feel comfortable referring somebody to you, because now I know you a little bit better. So one-to-one meetings, it's not a huge obligation. And the other thing is that you could contribute to the group is next meeting, if you all brought somebody that you think would benefit from being a part of Golden Providers. So just invite somebody, it's no obligation. It's not a multi-level marketing company, right? We're just looking for inviting people to help grow the group and that we think might benefit each other. And lastly, that if you have the ability and the desire or the opportunity to give a referral to someone in the group, it makes it worthwhile. It makes it worthwhile from that perspective that, yes, I take the time away from my business for a meeting, but I could show that, there's a return on investment. I actually got some really good referrals from someone in the group that led to business. So it is a sales opportunity that we meet and get to know each other. So it's a very simple investment of time, so a couple hours a month, and the financial investment for members of the group is $150 a year. So essentially almost nothing, right? It's $150 a year. And what that goes to is we don't have to pay for our venue at the time because we are so courteously hosted by Hibiscus Court, which I think we should give them an applaud for. Thank you. And Hibiscus Court is even treating us to refreshments and food, which again, I think deserves a second applaud. So that would probably be our entire annual budget right there if we had to provide that for ourselves for each meeting. But we are choosing to do video shoots, and we do have to pay for the video shoots and the editing. That's one of the things that that's partly a little bit where your $150 goes to. But what we get for that is the video footage that is going to help promote the group and promote your business. So today, the meeting is being recorded. We're going to have that footage, but we're also going to have a couple of spotlight speakers. And the spotlight speakers are going to give a brief overview of their business, that the clip is something that they can use on their social media, on their website, on YouTube, or whatever it may be, so that it's a permanent record. So we have, I haven't fully counted, but I'm going to say about 20 people here today. But what if your video had 6,000 views? Now all of a sudden the value of the good stuff that somebody says could actually be amplified. And that's part of how we want to help promote the educational part of our meetings, as well as the marketing part of our meetings, is to record what we say and do so that we can put it out there and hopefully get lots and lots of repeat views. It just makes sense in 2022 that if you're going to be up here saying something really good that is something that's worth hearing, you want more than 20 people to hear it. And that's partly the benefit of what we're doing today. So you'll see that we are doing the spotlights and recording, and that's one of the benefits. All of us here today are also going to have the opportunity to present yourselves. So think about just a 60 seconds maximum short television commercial, who you are, what you do, and what you would like to get out of Golden Providers, or what is a good referral for you. What can we do for you? If you have anything short and specific that you might want to present. And then if we hear somebody where a light bulb goes off and I think, wow, I was just talking to someone yesterday and it sounds like you do what they need, then as soon as we break at the end of our meeting for lunch, go to that person, get their information, and then share the referral. So that's likely to happen. The more specific you are in what you're looking for, even if it's not the only thing that you do, the more likely you are to get referrals. So if you say, I do anything for anybody, while that is hypothetically possibly true, you're not going to get any referrals. It's actually the opposite. The more specific you are, the more likely you are to get somebody to come up to you and say, hey, I think I know somebody that you can help. Okay? So any questions about Golden Providers? If you would like to become a member, talk with Kerry afterwards, and he'll get you the information about how to join. But like I said, the membership is $150 a year, and we make it very simple. It's a simple operation, simple organization. We are an official registered nonprofit corporation, so it's done through that format, but the objective is, as we said, helping seniors in our community. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to give our attention to Ashleigh. I'm going to let her introduce herself, and she'll be our first spotlight for today.
Amanda, can you close the door? Sorry, I heard our residents out there. If I don't close the door, we're going to have residents come in. So my name is Ashleigh Caswell. I have been a part of the team here at Hibiscus Court for almost 10 years. We are going on 24 years here in our community. Hibiscus Court is a senior living community. We have 78 vibrant seniors. We serve independent residents, and we have memory care residents and everything in between. So what we are really good at here is serving those couples that might be on different journeys. Lots of times, people, when they identify that they need senior living, the husband might need more care than the wife, and at other communities, if someone needs a lot of care, they can't always accommodate for two people to be in the same apartment if one needs care and the other one, is still driving and going out and volunteering. So here at Hibiscus, because we are all under one roof, we're able to serve all of our residents cohesively and really have a plan to thoroughly age in place. It's our goal for people never to leave our community, for once they move in, for this to be their final home and to have lots of fun with us. What I have found in the years I've served Hibiscus is that lots of people think they know what senior living is, but most people don't. So in order to live here at Hibiscus, you just need to be tired of cooking and cleaning. Right? So I have a reservation on 327. You just need to be tired of cooking and cleaning. You don't have to need help with activities of daily living. You don't have to be a certain age. What you need to be is socially appropriate to live here and need that extra stimulation. If you're not safe to live at home alone anymore, senior living might be the choice. If you are it's scary to go drive and go to Publix, or maybe you found that your neighbor is only eating frozen meals because that's what's easiest. Senior living, they're able to live here and stay as independent as they want to be, but then have the benefit of a cook and a concierge and an activities director and friends. So we have some people that go to every single activity. We have some people that don't go to any activities but can tell you everyone's tea. So it's really whatever you make of it. Because we are the smallest large community here, right? We only have 78 residents, which means we're not a giant campus. We are small enough where we know everybody. We know everybody's story. Our residents know each other. We know our family members. And because of that, we're able to really cater our lifestyle here to what the residents who are living here today want. We are getting ready for senior prom. I'm sure you guys can see the disco balls everywhere. They picked disco as a prom theme. So they're excited about it, we're excited about it. It's gonna be our 24th annual senior prom. We go all out. We have makeup artists, hair artists, we get our limo pictures, we dance, We have, volunteers come in their fancy suits and dance with our ladies. We get prom dresses for everyone. So it's really kind of, it's one of the events we do every year, but it's all about making the residents feel special and having something to look forward to, because it's not just prom on Friday. What we do is we talk about it and we make them, feel involved. And some people want to be involved and just influence it, but not really come to the party because they're not a party person anymore. And some people want to be involved in everything. So we really get to know our residents and allow them to do whatever they want here. We have 24/7 nursing, which is not common in senior living. In senior living, you don't even have to have a nurse on staff. Many communities don't. So we have chosen to always have a nurse on duty, and we have a resident care director who's an LPN. So we're able to communicate with physicians and get whatever we need done for our residents. So in our memory care community, our garden, we have about 20 residents, and our garden is really a special place for me. I love hanging out in our garden. Like, if you want to be popular and beautiful and just have the best day, you go down there for 5 minutes and someone's going to tell you they love you and that you're beautiful and give you a hug, because it's just a really warm, fun place to be. So what we've done to really serve those who have dementia is we've started about 10 years ago really training the community at large about dementia awareness, because that's something that we found that not enough people knew. Not enough caregivers understood really what was going on with dementia. And we have a lot of community partners that help us in that, but that's really one of the things that Hibiscus does, is give back to the community at large. So does anyone have any questions? Yes.
Not a question, but just a compliment, because when I was in home care, we had several people who stayed here, and I always said that this was one of the best places, if not the best place, for those people. And one of them ended up, you probably know Carmela, ended up in memory care, just passed recently, just before her 101st birthday. So she was so happy here. She really was. I'm from you get 100 years old, you get a little tired. But the other thing is, I love the dementia tour that is a couple of that thing, if anybody who hasn't done it yet, I encourage you to do it. I'm telling you, it is quite an experience.
Yeah.
Because the biggest part of this is, is to educate family members and those involved of what it's really like, because then you'll know better how to respond and not get so stressed out when someone in your family actually does have Alzheimer's or just isn't capable of taking care of it. So I love what y'all do here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we have a team that's worked really hard for that. So thank you. It's nice to hear nice things. Yes.
And it's also just following up on what Colleen said. I was going to ask you guys to talk, because you guys are doing actively the virtual dementia tour. Explain it and say, how do people get involved in it? So
we have flyers in the back. We do it every month. We have a big team of community partners that come in and help us with it, because we can't do it on our own. But there's flyers in the back. We normally do it here in the building. What it is, it's about 6 minutes where you walk in the shoes of those who have dementia and experience what it may be like. So, it's good for caregivers, for professionals, for people who really just need to understand dementia a little bit more. And we're able to do it for groups too. So we've been able to do it for the sheriff's department. We got all the police chiefs together and did it for them as well. We've done it for a couple fire stations. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you so much, Ashleigh. My name's Tom Taranto. I'll be the second spotlight for today. I'm a real estate agent, and I currently have a team of 11 people that work under Keller-Williams Realty Brevard. Our team is Team Taranto, and what we do is we sell real estate. We list homes, work with sellers with the goal of getting them top dollar as quickly and conveniently as possible. And we work with buyers to help them get a great deal on a property, looking out for their interests, trying to identify the perfect home for them, sometimes off-market homes to get them in the property, again, at the best deal possible for them. Something that we have grown to specialize in is downsizing. And that what we've realized as real estate agents through and I've been doing real estate for 18 years. I started in 2004. So I've seen a lot. I've done literally thousands of transactions. And to see somebody who maybe we come across on an appointment, and the challenge is they just, you see this overwhelm it's often a senior of different ages, and they usually have a lot of stuff. And the stuff becomes a serious problem as part of that overwhelm. So our goal with our downsizing focus is to really give that person an easy button. And it's giving them the easy button is not that easy, because I can't go in and just say, I'm gonna get 5 dumpsters and empty this stuff and then you can go wherever you want. See, I can't go in and clean up and repair their house because they don't want to spend the money. They may want a lot of money for old furniture from a long time ago because they remember what they paid for it and it was expensive. And a lot of stuff that's their kids' stuff before they went to college. I can't throw that away, but apparently the kids don't want it, so they have to hold on to it and move it around. The big house may be coming just too much to maintain. He used to be able to cut the lawn. He used to be able to do the maintenance and the plants. He used to be able to fix this and fix that. And now you've either got to hire somebody to do everything, which is getting harder and harder, by the way. Getting a good vendor to show up and do something at a reasonable price is a daunting task right now, more than ever before. And so it's understandable that on a fixed income, I can't start paying for everything to be done. And also, why do I need a house that was perfect when I had 3 kids at home, and now it's just the 2 of us or just the 1 of us? It's unnecessary. So why am I paying for this? So the challenge is, how do I make that move because of all my stuff? And in some cases, I need to actually sell this house in order to be able to afford something else. I can't just go and buy a second home and then get my stuff together and move it over to the new home because I can't close on this without the funds from this. Now, a younger person may say, I'll get an Airbnb, I'll put the stuff in a pod, and I'll close, get my money, and then I'll go shopping, I'll have cash. But an older person, that's not gonna happen that way. And we don't wanna put all that stuff in a pod because it really needs to go bye-bye in a lot of cases. So handling this is it's a task, and we have to do it with care and with sensitivity. So just part of that easy button when we sit down with someone in that situation is understanding that we can't push, we can't rush, we can't make the decision for them, but as this pain point is there, we present some options that we actually have people who can help go through and sell the items that they don't want to bring with them to the smaller residents. We can actually do a trade-in program where they could actually close on house number 1, liquidate about 80% of the equity in order to be able to close on house number 2. And then when we get access to house number 1, we can empty it, clean it, paint it, mulch it, stage it, sell it, and they get all of the profit after expenses for that additional 20% that they left on the table. So it's a trade-in program that I haven't heard of anybody else doing that makes this easy for something that's almost impossible. It's very difficult to do that double closing without somebody having some financial wherewithal or something. So we do the trade-in program. We also have something we call simple sale, where we can actually offer a cash instant offer of where they would get 90% net of whatever the house is worth at the moment in its current condition. And if you do the math on it, that is no commissions, no closing costs, no fees. So 90% net. The average closing is still going to have a real estate commission, doc stamps, title insurance, and some fees. So that's probably 7 or 8%. So basically, to lose 2% and just have an instant cash offer, buy my home and make it easy can be a really good option for some people. So there's a couple of different programs that work. We also have people who help move things. We have a whole group of vendors who can help fix things that need to be fixed. If you need a roof done prior to closing, which is becoming a huge issue for real estate right now, insurance companies do not want to insure on a roof that's over 14 years old. So we have roofers, when I see that problem coming, we do a new roof and we have it done prior to closing during the period, usually from once we go under contract. We have the new roof done and paid out of the closing, because a lot of times the sellers don't have $15,000, $17,000, $20,000 to do a roof. So it comes out of their proceeds, the buyer gets a new roof, they can get insurance, and that seller gets top dollar because they just sold a house with a brand new roof, but they didn't have to personally write a check for it. We have people who can help support selling individual items on Facebook Marketplace and still get a reasonable price, have it picked up by the people that are buying it. So we can assist with that, selling one by one, and we can also refer to people who can help with an estate sale and do an entire, what is going to be sold could all be liquidated on a specific weekend. So there's a lot of different ways that we can help. I also have a whole sales team that will help search for the smaller home and do the work of running around, sending listings, showing houses, and doing that hard work, especially in this market, of finding a good deal and putting the buyer together with that seller. It could be something that's even a for sale by owner, or something that's not even on the market, or it could be a coming soon, which in some cases is what you need to do to not have to go into a bidding war. Again, a lot of seniors are not going to want to go in and have a bidding war against people who are, bidding up the prices. So we have a team that knows what they're doing in order to represent their interests and can help find them that second home that's a good option. And we also are connected with assisted living representatives from Golden Providers. So if it turns out that going into something other than their own place is what they really need, we know exactly who we can refer them to get help in finding that, whether it be an assisted living facility or something else that's a good option for them. So Team Taranto at Keller-Williams Realty, we do downsizing, and if you know of anybody who's in that overwhelming position, we are happy to sit down, look at what is the pain point, what is it that's overwhelming, and in a lot of cases, just calling us, we can put a whole game plan together to make it very, very simple. If you think of the Staples easy button, it's the easy button. We can make it pretty easy, and we've done some pretty complex closings and situations because of having so much knowledge and experience of knowing exactly how we can put this together to just take the stress out of it, make it smooth and easy for the client. And again, we have programs that that I do not know anyone else in Brevard County that has the programs that we have with the exact terms of the simple sale and the trade-in. If you look at the terms very closely, you will probably say that sounds too good to be true, but it is true. It's an actual program, and the terms are just really, really good for the person that wants to use those programs. Again, Tom Taranto with Keller-Williams Realty. Feel free to give me a call if you need anything in the real estate services. Thank you so much. Okay, so that was our second spotlight. Now we're going to give our attention to Nancy. She's all mic'd up, and she's going to talk about helping seniors of Brevard.
Yes, thank you very much. This was a surprise. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nancy Deardorff, and I'm with Helping Seniors of Brevard. We are a nonprofit, grassroots, homegrown Brevard County nonprofit. And as our name implies, Helping Seniors of Brevard, we exist solely for the purposes of helping seniors, not only in Brevard, but beyond. I myself, I'm the operations director with Helping Seniors of Brevard. I prefer to refer to myself as a senior care navigator. And I've been involved with Helping Seniors since its inception in 2011. We were founded in 2011 by Captain Joe Steckler, retired from the Navy, who developed and founded Brevard Alzheimer's Foundation, many of you may hopefully are familiar with, and Joe's Clubs, his namesake. I met Joe way back in the Brevard Alzheimer's Foundation days. And in 2011, probably more like 2010, he decided he wanted to branch off. The Brevard Alzheimer's Foundation is successful. It's still a vital, vital resource in our community. But he knew that there was more seniors that needed help other than just dementia, Alzheimer's, and related diseases. So he went on to found Helping Seniors of Brevard. There was just a few of us when we started in 2011, and I've been aboard for the last 10 years of our 11-year operation as a volunteer board member. In November, I was blessed enough to be approached by our executive director, Carrie Fink, and Joe to come aboard in a paid position as operations director. And it just seemed like a perfect fit for me. Because I've been long passionate. I have a background as a registered nurse. I've worked the hospital, skilled nursing facilities, never worked assisted living, but have been certainly exposed to them. And the majority of my career was spent in home health. And although I'm not a social worker or a certified case manager, my background as a registered nurse made this role a good fit for me. And I'm at a place in life where I really wanted to do something where I felt personally satisfied by making an impact for seniors especially. My nursing career was spent in geriatrics. So I had to step down as a volunteer board member in November, excuse me, obviously to not have a conflict of interest, and became operations director in November. And I have absolutely no regrets. We are a tiny little nonprofit. I certainly didn't get into this for the money, that's for sure, Carrie, right? So what do we do? What is Helping Seniors of Brevard? We've had that question for the last 11 years. What exactly do you do? So Helping Seniors of Brevard, what we do is we provide information, education, resources, and referrals to seniors and many times their families to lead them to the resources and services that they need to improve their quality of lives. We also advocate for seniors. We are involved in the community. That's part of why we're here. And the key to our success is all of you in this room and all of our network of providers that are trusted, senior-friendly businesses and organizations that seek to improve the lives of seniors and do it honestly. So how do we do this? How do we educate, inform, advocate? How do we get the word out? There's several ways. Probably one of the most prominent ways we do it that people know of is our senior information line, which is 321-473-7770. That is a free service for seniors and their families, and we answer the phone Monday through Friday. Outside of business hours, it will go to voicemail, but every single caller gets a call back. And that is how we provide information, education, and resources. What do we provide information and education on? You name it. Anything from legal resources, financial resources, health and health-related resources, and household resources. I get calls for people needing a trusted elder care attorney to plan their estate. I get calls for people who are very confused, particularly come open enrollment, for what Medicare plan to choose, and they want a trusted company to guide them through that. I get calls for financial resources, financial planning. I get calls regarding assisted living. Interested in assisted living for my mother, don't know where to go. They prefer not to call a place for mom or one of those places that tend to barrage them with information and, quite frankly, in the opinion of some of my callers, corner them into assisted living that may not be ideal. simply because they want to close that deal with the assisted living. And I can provide them guidance on that. We get calls for I need home health care. And we get calls for things like I need my house pressure washed and I just need a trusted person, handyman, that's a big one, that won't rip me off and that will show up. So you name it, there is no issue that we get a call about that is too large or too small. And then we connect those folks to good folks like you. Also free services. Sadly, my number one call of recent is seniors at risk of homelessness or homeless. Had 3 homeless seniors call just yesterday. Literally homeless. One of them who doesn't even have a vehicle to sleep in. So I do have resources. There's no quick answer for serious issues like that, but I do have resources, and we've had good success in connecting those folks with resources and getting them temporary shelter and on their way to permanent housing. That is one of the major things we offer, and it's a free call, no obligation. And I loved what you said earlier about how do you know what you don't know? You don't know. I've had callers calling saying, I don't even know why I'm calling. And I try to empathize. Sometimes they just want someone on the other end of that phone. And through talking with them and getting to know them, I can sort of start to figure out, oh, it sounds like you might need X, Y, Z or this. Let me connect you. Many folks have said, oh, you're like 211 Brevard. No. Although I'm not a certified case manager or social worker, we take our experience collectively with Carrie Fink, with Joe Steckler, and we not only provide those resources, but I follow up with those callers. So I will follow up periodically depending on the issue. Some callers don't need a call back, and I will check with them sometimes weekly, sometimes once a month, and I always find out, did the resources I provide you get you the help you need? And if you have a bad experience or no one answers the phone or calls you back of the resources I give you, I want to know about that because they shouldn't be in the network. I don't give phone numbers for the sake of giving phone numbers and somebody running into a dead end. We also have a monthly newsletter that's published in Senior Scene magazine, the center section, and it's chock full of a letter from our president and founder, Joe Steckler, always an article, introduction or update by our executive director, Carrie Fink, and a ongoing article series from myself called Have You Thought About This? To get seniors to think. We have articles submitted by good folks like you that are all professionals in their field designed to educate seniors and their families. And we also have a business directory listing in there, so seniors know that the businesses that are listed in our directory are trusted senior businesses. We also have a that's part of media outreach. And by the way, Senior Scene is a great magazine. If you're interested, we're 100% dependent on private donors and sponsorships, corporate and business sponsorships. If you are interested, I can be reached. I have a card. I can be reached at our senior information line, and I can give you more information on that because we are dependent on the community and folks like you to survive so that we can continue our mission to help seniors. And Senior Scene alone is located at 500, it's distributed at 500 locations throughout Brevard County, stem to stern, and it has the estimated in-print readership of 30,000 monthly. And that's not counting the online readership. We have Helping Seniors TV, which is presented 5 times a day? 3 times a day, 5 days a week on Space Coast Government Television with guest speakers like yourselves that are experts in their field, and Helping Seniors Radio, which is a live radio program every Wednesday, 12 to 1 p.m., WJEF 90.3 FM. And Carrie hosts that. So these are all the different ways we try to educate our seniors. And just to conclude, our theme for this year is getting your ducks in a row and developing your own aging plan. So we're trying to urge seniors to start thinking about developing their own aging plan for things that inevitably will happen, that life brings our way as we age, or hopefully you hope doesn't happen but may. It's very much like a hurricane plan, which we in Florida are very good at every year. but we want to make sure that seniors develop an aging plan. What do I do if my spouse passes away and they took care of all the bills and everything and I know nothing? What do I do with this large house? You name it, looking at legal financial household. How do I adapt my home to be more safe? Do I want to live at home? Do I want to consider assisted living? So that's our major theme for this year, so that, again, our sole mission is to help seniors live a better quality of life, and that's why we exist. So we appreciate your support. Tell everybody you know about helping seniors, and we try to connect them to good folks like yourself. Thank you.
Those of you who are here for the first time, I can just say very simply, we would love you to join us, actually join Golden Providers. And again, it's just a simple application process, and the fee, you don't have to necessarily have a check with you today, but we can take care of that, get you officially as one of our members. And again, we have our meetings once a month. So if you're interested, talk to me and or Carrie after the meeting. We can get that squared away. But I'd like to just thank everybody for coming today, and feel free to stay and mingle and enjoy lunch then. Thank you.